Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel.
If
you're new here, welcome. You want to say hi, Carmen? Say hello.
Holly.
Yeah, we're over here at my brother's house for the allotment garden today. Tell you what, it is chilly today. I think it's like 55 degrees at the end of May. But it's a good day for garden work, and I decided today I was going to go ahead and plant some seedlings that I was able to save from my tomato plants from the house. I'm going to go ahead and do that, and I'm going to do a little bit of weeding. How's your week going? It was a long week, but a short week for us, so that was nice. I got home a little earlier last night than I normally do. I worked second shift. I guess you would say a second shift. They call it second shift, but I work usually till like 11:15 at night. I just can't get over this weather, y'all. It is, it's chilly. But I'd rather be gardening in the chilly weather than really, really hot. But Carmen and I have our water, so we can stay dehydrated. That's really important that you stay dehydrated when you're gardening. So all you first-time gardeners and people that are trying to preserve their own foods, and make sure you nourish your body with water. I try to do my plantings and gardening in the mornings and in the evenings when the sun's going down, so it's not so hot. But always drink that water. I drink water at work. I probably drink 64 ounces, sometimes more, in an 8-hour period. So with that, we're going to go ahead and get started and start weeding the garden. I don't know if I'll show you that in this video or not. I'm going to go ahead and get started with that, but we'll bring you back when we're getting ready to put in the extra tomato plants that we have. Right. So I got a lot of the weeding done. I wanted to show you. Look at this little guy. That is our ever-bearing strawberries.
He's high. High.
It's Berry Galore New Pink. I think they're absolutely beautiful. With that, y'all, we have peas growing. Look how beautiful it's going up there. Isn't that beautiful? Alright, so we are at our tomato plants. And you're going to see like some of these down here. We're just going to snip them off. As they start growing, we are doing the Florida weave. So as they get taller, we will be doing another trellis up in here so that they can continue growing. You want to cut any of the lower branches off if you're pruning. I do prune because I like to plant closer together. If you're not pruning, then you want to definitely plant about 18 to 24 inches apart. But since I'm a heavy pruner, I planted them 12 inches apart. So I'm going to continue pruning those and getting some of these lower things off, lower branches I should say, all the way through, and pulling any suckers out. We don't want suckers, because all that does is really sucker the reason they call it suckers is because they take the nutrients, and the plant doesn't focus on the fruits. It focuses more on producing more foliage. Alright, keep on going here. An example of what a sucker is. This little piece right here, it's coming out of the armpit of the tomato. And you can just, when they're in this small stage like this, you can just pinch them off. Because what those suckers are going to do is try to prevent or grow more mainstream branches, and we don't need any more mainstream branches. You only want one mainstream, at the most two. Alright, y'all, I got done pruning the tomatoes. They're looking excellent. And this here is our zucchini that we planted 2 weeks ago. This is the pickling zucchini, cucumbers, guys, I'm sorry. It is the cucumbers. Yes, I know the difference, but I was thinking about my zucchinis over here, and then I wanted to show you something else. Look at this. Look what that is. We got corn growing, so I'm excited. I was worried about that in this rocky clay type garden, but we've got several of them growing and it's looking good. Here's our peppers. They're doing really well. I'm excited because I did not have good luck with the bell peppers at the apartment garden, but if you look right there, that is a bell pepper growing. And then over here we have some banana peppers growing. And then also down the row here, these are all red chili peppers. Yeah, so here is our Aristocrat Zucchini. If you notice down here we got some yellowing. That's because we've gotten a lot of rain and these leaves were touching the ground and got wet. So I'm going to go ahead and use my little handy dandy snippers here and snip those bottom ones off to keep the other leaves from getting damaged. You can prune your zucchini plants and your cucumber plants as well. We have some more over here that you can see it's got the yellowing done, so I'm going to go ahead and snip that off right at the base. It will not hurt your zucchini. Then we have our little baby Bakar Willie right there, and another one over here. I'm going to show you how I was going to continue doing the Florida weave, but I don't think that they're quite ready yet. So I'm going to wait. That might be in a video here in about another week or so. But I am going to go ahead, and I had, like I said earlier, some extra tomato plants. And since we had some open spots in the garden, I think I'm going to go ahead and plant those. And I'm going to show you what I'm going to do because, like I said, we use what we have here. And I have a couple extra tomato cages that a friend of mine at work, co-worker, gave me. And I'm going to use those for the extra plant. I don't think I have enough for all the plants, so I'll show you what I do with that. So what I did was I have aroma here, aroma there, and aroma right there. Right there. So, and I had these smaller little cages. They're only like 2 foot tall, y'all. So what I'm doing, since these are aromas, they are determinate, so they don't need as much support, and they don't get as large as a determinate or indeterminate tomato. So as these grows, they will grow up, and then I will trellis them in between and have the support here to hold on to the stems. I had and planted a cherry Chadwick here, and over here is a white tomato, and I'm going to take the larger tomato cages that I have and put around them. Alright, so there you have it, the 3 Roma tomato plants, and then I got the big cages for the Chadwick cherry and the white tomato. And don't worry about all those weeds back there. I'll be pulling those today. So we have that done. So I'm excited. That's an extra 5 tomato plants that we did not count on, but we were able to add to our garden. So we are totally excited about that. Well, the rain is moving in on us quickly. So we're going to hurry up and try to finish this out before the rain comes. And Carmen is getting a little cranky. I think she's ready for her nap. So we're going to show a little bit of the herb garden, and I'm also going to harvest from it because the sage is getting kind of large and we don't want it to flower. But I'm going to go ahead and show you that, and then we will put it in our little bag and head on over to the apartment garden. Alright, so we are over here at the little herb garden, and you can see that our oregano has officially popped up. We have some more at the apartment garden, so I'm not too worried about that being a little bit behind, and that's okay. Then we have our parsley, and if you see, some of it is a little dried out, so we're just going to pinch that off and it will continue to grow. Pull out these little weeds here that are trying to grow in here. We'll go ahead and get this here. This is moss parsley. I like it better than the flat leaf, but it all works the same. I just tend to like it because it seems like it's a little more heartier for your dishes. Then down here we have our thyme. Look how beautiful that is now. This is a weed that needs to go bye-bye. Alright, but look how beautiful that is. I'm going to be harvesting some of that and put it in my little bag, and that will help it continue to bush out and get fuller and produce more. And when I get this back to the apartment garden, we will be putting it in the dehydrator to add to the herb collection. You always want to make sure that you are pruning your herbs so that they promote new healthy growth, and you don't want them to get so big that they're getting woody. And that'll be enough for that. And you can see, look at our sage. Isn't that huge? I mean, it's beautiful. So we're going to go ahead and snip this off to about right here. And that will let all this new growth have more room to produce more. The lighter color leaves I probably will not put in the dehydrator, but I am going to trim them off. But that brings it down so that it can bush out more. So far we have our sage here. Look how beautiful that is. And our thyme. And we have another little weed here that we're going to pull out. Now the basil, y'all, did not do well in the herb garden. I don't know why, but that is okay. We have some at the apartment garden. The cilantro also did not do anything. I'm not going to pull it yet because you never know what will pop up eventually. And then we have some more weeds here that just gotta go. Then up here we have our chives, and they're doing very well. And then our dill, which has branched over here some more. But I'm going to go ahead and take these yellow ones off. We don't need those. And you don't want to dehydrate the yellow or the unhealthy ones. You want to dehydrate the best ones. And this could be too, because this part gets a lot of sun. So it's technically, I would say like a sunburn. But doing this allows the new growth to have plenty of space to sprout more. See how the tips of that is kind of like a brownish. It tells me it's getting a little bit of sun scald on there. So, we made it back to the apartment garden. It has not rained yet. Thank goodness. So, I wanted to show you a little bit of a tour of it. It is growing nicely. I'm so excited. But I'm going to go ahead and turn you around and show you the things that are growing and the beautiful flowers that are blooming and how our other plants are doing. Alright, y'all, so here is our green onions. Look how tall those are getting. Those are looking really nice, good and healthy. We have some kind of volunteer thing growing here. We'll leave it there and see how it does, and if it starts taking over, we'll have to pull it. Then over here we have our strawberries in our container. And down here is another little strawberry. See if we have any more. Yep, we do. We have another one right here growing. And then our sage is doing very well. And this one is pretty tall, so I'm going to go ahead and snip it. Put that in the dehydrator. And that will also help that continue to sprout out. Then over here we have our oregano. The piece here we don't need, it's awful woody. But I just harvested some of this the other day, so I don't need to harvest that. And then our thyme is doing well, so definitely need to get in here and prune some more. Put that in the dehydrator with the one that we got at the allotment garden. And this, my friends, this is volunteer calendula. So I'm excited to see that come back. I usually will pull volunteers, but this doesn't seem like it's going to hurt the thyme. And then our dill is doing really well. No sun scald on this dill, which is really good. I'll be also harvesting that taller stem and some of the bigger stems so that I can put those in the dehydrator today. And look at this. Oh, my little flower there. But my husband bought me this container, and I was able to put some flowers in here, and they're so beautiful, so colorful. Love it. Then our zinnias over here in our little container is doing wonderful. And as you can see, our arugula did go to seed. I'm not going to mess with that too much because I'm going to let that dry out, and then I'll be able to harvest the seeds for next year. Parsley is doing well. I'm not going to be harvesting that either because I harvested some this week. Chives up here are doing wonderful. We got another strawberry plant over here in our garden Dollar Tree tier. Oh, there's another one back here. Yeah, the spinaches and the lettuces I think are done for this season. It got really hot last week, so we're just going to let those go to seed as well. And then our rosemary is starting to sprout up a little bit, but we'll see. And then here is our marigold. Aren't those beautiful? I love the coloring. And then we got some more parsley back there. That parsley has been traveling with us for 2 years now. Originally it was at our camper garden that we had last year, and so we had it in this little bunny pot, which is totally adorable. And we just brought it with us, and it continues to grow. Now we'll move on over here. And last year I planted a couple onions in here. I must have left one because it's growing back, but here's our parsley that's growing here. We got some more parsley sprouting over here. Then down here, this row, is our pepper plants. And here is some of our more of our bulb onions. And then our kohlrabi. As you can tell, I've been cutting off the bigger leaves. I need to cut off a few more. That just promotes the bulb to grow, so the plant doesn't focus on the foliage. So the bulb starting to get thicker at the bottom, and that's what I want. Then right there on that side here, I planted 4 celery, y'all, and only 1 survived. So replanted it, and it's doing well. And then in the cage here, like I said, that my coworker gave us a couple cages. I decided, since I had an empty spot, that this would be our Cherokee Purple tomato. I really enjoyed Cherokee Purple. And then another row of the peppers. Those are Notapino peppers. Then we have some bee balm down here. And more of our tomato plants. And look at this. Do you see what I see? Little blossoms. That is the Roma tomato. It's a determinate. So I'm not pruning that because determinants grow a certain height and grow what it's going to grow, and that's it. So not pruning too much on that. I did take some off the bottom just to keep the leaves off of the ground, because tomato leaves don't like to get wet. That's when you start getting blight and fungal infection and all that stuff. So I did do that, but I'm excited to see the yellow blossom. And then back here, our yellow tomato that we planted for my husband also has a little blossom. And then you have our cucumbers. Those are doing beautiful. They will be ready for trellising here soon. Not quite yet, but they will be, and I'll be doing the Florida Weaver's nose. And since I had a spot where the one cucumber didn't take, I went ahead and put a beefsteak tomato plant in there. My husband really enjoys the beefsteak tomatoes, so I wanted to make sure I got a couple of things in there for him. The flowers are doing beautiful over there. You can hear my wind chimes. So I'm going to go ahead and look how beautiful that is. Oh, just breathtaking. I'm going to go ahead and start harvesting some of the herbs that I can add to the ones that I got from the allotment garden. And then I went ahead and added 2 more tiers from the Dollar Tree garden tier. I have a total of 12 altogether, but I'm not using the other 3 right now. But on top is our basil. And that is a mammoth basil. And it was getting tall up here, so I went ahead and clipped it. And I clipped this one as well to promote more growth. And then we have a baby one that popped up right there. So I think we're going to have plenty of herbs to dehydrate for our pantry and also eat fresh. So that's the end of our apartment garden. I thank you for joining us and going along with us and hopefully learning something more, especially if you're a first-time gardener. And I always believe that every day that you can learn something new, whether you're a first-time gardener or you're a senior gardener. But hopefully you enjoy that, and please, if you would like and subscribe and hit that notification bell so that you can get an alert for all my videos. We do everything here from canning to baking to gardening to dehydrating, fermenting, all that wonderful, beautiful stuff. And I like to teach others how to be more self-sustainable, self-reliant. Yeah, one day I would love to be able to be completely self-sustainable. But, you know, we just go with what God gives us and we make the best of it. And I enjoy every bit of it, whether it's the small little apartment garden or the bigger allotment garden. It's all exciting to me just seeing the new growth and knowing that I got down with the hard work, dedication, sweat, and sometimes tears, and I see something growing. And I just thank God every day for that. So please, join me in my little adventure and let's do life's garden together. Let's plant seeds not only in the garden but in others' lives. Let's be a positive force. And everyone, we love you and God bless you, and I hope you have a wonderful week. And always share, share, share. God bless you all.